about the various chemical changes in your surroundings. Basically, chemical change refers to those type of changes which are permanent in nature and which cannot be reversed. So some of the characteristics of these types of changes may include, because they are permanent, or we can say that they are irreversible. Permanent changes and irreversible in nature. They cannot be reversed back to the original substance. Also, because a new substance is formed, so this is also a characteristic of a chemical change in which a new substance is formed. For example, in the case of formation of curd from milk, a new substance is formed which is different from that of the original substance. During a chemical change, the heat is either absorbed or the heat is either released. That means when a new substance is formed, either it absorbs some heat from the atmosphere or it releases some heat in the atmosphere depending upon the type of chemical change. We can also say that in the type of chemical changes, as they are irreversible, so the new substance is completely different from the original substance. So the substance is different from the original substance. Like in the case of milk, as we can say that milk and curd both are white in color, but basically their chemical properties are different. So they are permanent in nature, they are irreversible, a new substance is formed in chemical changes, there is either absorption of heat or release of heat in the atmosphere, and the substance is completely different from the original substance. Now let us take some examples. The examples of chemical change may include cooking of food, digestion of food, even burning of paper. So all these are examples of chemical changes. Those changes which are permanent, we cannot bring back the original change, is known as a chemical change. Now we can discuss more about the applications. The applications of chemical change may include the decomposition of the corrosion of iron objects. Basically, when iron is exposed to atmosphere, because atmosphere has oxygen and water in the form of water vapors. So when iron is in contact with the atmosphere which contains water and oxygen, it gets a layer of iron oxide over it. And this iron oxide layer is known as rust. And the process is known as rusting. So because of this process of rusting, the iron becomes weak in strength and the iron tends to lose its strength. So it is no longer that strong as a metal. So when we take rusting for example, so rusting is a chemical change because when this rust has developed, that is actually iron oxide on the iron matter or on the iron particle, it cannot bring back the original iron which it was. That means it is a permanent change, and because a new substance is formed which is iron oxide, so we can say two properties are same as that of the chemical change, so it is actually a chemical change. So we can say that the developing of the new layer which is iron oxide on the iron particle because of contact with oxygen and water is known as rusting or corrosion. We can prevent this step by oiling or painting. By oiling and painting the iron, we are actually having a layer between the iron and the atmosphere, so that there is no direct contact of iron with the oxygen and the rusting can be prevented. The other application of chemical change may also include the decomposition or the brown color of fruits and vegetables. Sometimes when you cut the surfaces of various vegetables or various fruits and you left them exposed to the atmosphere, that means you do not use them or you do not eat them and they are left exposed in the atmosphere, they develop a brown layer over them. This is because the nutrients or the compounds in the vegetables or fruits gets mixed with the oxygen. So the compounds or nutrients in the food gets mixed with the oxygen in the atmosphere, and this develop a new substance known as melanin. This is actually brown in color and it is exposed on the surface of the fruits and vegetables. The best examples is in the case of brinjal and apples. They easily develop the case of melanin and can be harmful for your health. So you should immediately eat the vegetables which you have cut, and either you can eat them or you can soak them in water. These two are the preventive measures for the formation of melanin. Because a new layer has been formed and the new substance has been formed, so this is also a type of chemical change. The third example can include reaction of vinegar, which is present in basically most of the dishes, and also with baking soda. When vinegar reacts with baking soda, it results in the formation of carbon dioxide and water. It is because of this carbon dioxide that your cake becomes fluffy. So when you have to test that is there any presence of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere or not, you can just use lime water and carbon dioxide. It will result into calcium carbonate and water. This calcium carbonate is actually white in color, or we can say that when lime water turns milky because of the presence of CO2, it is known as a chemical change because a new substance has been formed, and it is the test to check whether there is production of carbon dioxide gas or not. So you just have to bring lime water, which is calcium oxide, to carbon dioxide, and it will form calcium hydroxide to carbon dioxide, which will form calcium carbonate and water. So because of the presence of calcium carbonate, it makes the lime water milky. So we can say that yes, there is presence of carbon dioxide. The fourth application of the chemical change may include the reaction of iron and copper sulfate. When iron reacts with copper sulfate, it results into the formation of iron sulfate and copper. Because in this type of chemical change, a new substance, that is iron sulfate, is formed, and it is irreversible, so it is also a type of chemical change. So we have discussed a few characteristics of chemical change, and most importantly the four applications of chemical change, which the first one was corrosion, the other one was the exposed surface of vegetables, which include the formation of melanin, the third was the reaction of vinegar with baking soda, and the last was the production of iron sulfate from copper sulfate. This was the concept of chemical changes. So let us now differentiate between the two types of changes, that are physical change and chemical changes. Basically, physical changes, they are temporary in nature, and chemical changes are permanent in nature. Also, the physical changes are irreversible. Physical changes are reversible in nature. That means the substances get into the original shape and size, and chemical changes are irreversible in nature. You cannot bring back the original substance which you had earlier. In physical changes, no new substance is formed, but in chemical changes, a new substance is formed every time. For example, in the case of melting of wax, when you get the liquid wax from the solid wax, it is actually the old substance which was the wax particles. So there is no new substance formed. But in the case of formation of curd from milk, a new substance is formed, which is actually a chemical change. The fourth point of difference may include, in physical changes, no heat is absorbed or released. Whereas in chemical changes, heat is either absorbed or released, depending upon the type of chemical change. We can also say that in the physical changes, the total mass is changed. That means when you have a physical change, there is no new substance, however the mass of the substance changes. Whereas in the chemical changes, the total mass is same. That means if I had taken 1 gram of a substance, 1 gram of substance A, which changes into 1 gram of substance B. That means there is no loss of matter or there is no loss of mass in the change of chemical change. So let us discuss few examples. In the case of physical change, you may have melting of wax or you may have folding of paper. In the chemical change, you may have burning of paper, cooking of food, digestion of food, germination. So all these were the differences between physical change and chemical change. Because physical change is temporary in nature and chemical changes are permanent, hence they are reversible and they are irreversible. When they are reversible, so there is no new substance formed, whereas chemical changes a new substance is formed. Heat is not released nor it is absorbed, but in the case of chemical change, heat is either absorbed or it is either released. Then we had the basic examples like folding of paper. Because in folding of paper, there is no new substances formed and you can always unfold the paper and get the original paper, which is like a temporary change. And in the case of chemical change, burning of paper, because burning of paper produces carbon dioxide, which is actually a new substance formed, hence it is a chemical change.